Travel teaches you two things. First, you never need as much as you think. And second, the best gear is usually the stuff that folds down so small you forget you even packed it. Hey, Johannes from GearUpYourLife here, and after months of traveling, repacking, unpacking, and wondering why I still bring certain things, I collected 12 foldable travel gadgets that actually make life easier. These are the simple items that disappear into tiny pockets, weigh almost nothing, and somehow solve the exact problem you're having at the exact moment you're having it. And after that, as always, we have 4 bonus picks that are a bit smaller, but clever upgrades that cost almost nothing but deliver way more value than most premium travel gear. So let's start with the one you can use on almost every single trip this year. So first on the list is a foldable daypack, and of course most of you instantly think of the Osprey version, which is great. But for this video I went with the Sea to Summit Ultra Seal Daypack because it weighs just 72 grams and folds down smaller than the pack of chips you bought the night before, which is perfect because most of the time it literally lives inside my bag or my sling. The material is what makes it special. Ultra Seal 30D Cordura nylon. It sounds like something from a climbing shop, but in reality it just means it's much tougher than it looks. It's water resistant, it doesn't stretch out over time, and the stitching holds up even when you do the classic I'll just stuff everything in and hope for the best. And trust me, I've done that way too often. Where it really shines is during travel days, when you don't expect to need a bag. Long hikes in the Alps, grocery runs in Greece, or those moments when you suddenly decide to explore a city and don't want to carry your main backpack. Unfold it in 3 seconds, throw in a jacket, water bottle, snacks, and suddenly you look like you planned your day, even if you didn't. Price-wise, it usually sits around $35 to $40, which is pretty fair for something this light and this reliable. Our second gadget on the list is a collapsible travel kettle, and as you might know, I'm a huge fan of these, but you really need to keep an eye open when you choose one, because most of the cheap $15 versions are nowhere near as promising as they look online. That's why I went with the Toothbrush, which usually costs around $40 and is one of the few kettles that actually feels safe, heats fast, and doesn't turn into a strange silicone balloon after a few trips. It folds down incredibly small, pops up in seconds, and makes having hot water on the road way easier than you'd expect. And the best part is how many situations it covers. Coffee in the morning when your Airbnb forgot to leave a kettle. Tea in a hostel when the kitchen looks questionable. Instant noodles during a late travel day when everything is closed. Or just having warm water for meds, dehydrated meals, or even soup when you don't feel like going out. I actually started bringing one for a completely different reason. Not because hotel kettles are often full of limescale, that's already normal, but because I kept hearing how many travelers wash their underwear in them. And after that, that was the moment the Toothbrush became a permanent part of my packing list. Gadget number 3 is the Foldies Polarized Foldable Sunglasses. And yes, I know it's winter, but this is actually the best time of the year to pick up a good pair. Prices drop, stocks are high, and you get them before spring hits and everything suddenly costs more. Foldies are built from TR90 durable polymer, which is flexible, lightweight, and strong enough to survive being folded thousands of times without loosening up. The hinges are reinforced stainless steel, the lenses are fully polarized with UV 400 protection, and everything snaps together with this satisfying click that makes them feel way more premium than most travel sunglasses. What I love most is how small they get. You fold the arms, fold the bridge, and they shrink into this tiny square that fits into any sling, jacket pocket, or, my personal favorite, straight into the front pocket of your jeans. You forget they're even there until the moment you need them. Price-wise, they usually sit around $80, which is more than the cheap folding versions online. But the difference in durability is huge. These actually hold their shape, the hinges stay tight, and the lenses don't scratch instantly. Gadget number 4 is the 4 Monster Packable Travel Towel, and let's be real, you simply need a towel when you travel. Whether it's for the beach, hostels, picnics, lakes, last-minute swims, or even as a makeshift blanket on long travel days, this thing works everywhere. I've used mine since the very beginning of this year, and for something that costs around $10, it's held up way better than I expected. The material is a soft microfiber blend that dries extremely fast, doesn't smell weird after a few uses, and stays surprisingly comfortable on the skin, not like those stiff, plasticky towels some brands sell. And yes, the only real downside is that the color fades a little after months of heavy use. But honestly, after the hundreds of times I've used it on beaches, random parks, hostel rooms, and even as a blanket on cold bus rides, that's more than fair. It folds down tiny, weighs almost nothing, and always ends up being useful, even on trips where you don't plan on swimming at all. For me, it's one of those simple foldable essentials that just makes travel easier without trying to be more than it is. Next up is a collapsible water bottle, and there are a lot of good options out there. The Vapor bottles are great, and I've used them for a long time. But for this video, I'm going with the HydraPack Flux collapsible water bottle. This one feels a little more premium. It's made from TPU and RF welded seams, which means the structure stays firm when it's full but collapses completely flat when it's empty. It holds 1 liter, weighs almost nothing, and the flexible shape makes it super comfortable to pack. You can roll it, flatten it, or slide it into a pocket without it fighting back. I really like the twist cap and the wide opening because it makes it easy to fill at airports, fountains, cafes, basically anywhere you can find water while traveling. And price-wise, it usually sits around $20 $20 to $25 depending on the size and color. Where it becomes really useful is on long travel days where carrying a steel bottle just feels annoying. Airports, bus rides, day trips, hikes, when it's empty, the flux just disappears into your bag. And when you actually need water, it works like a real bottle instead of a soft pouch flopping around. Gadget number 6 is the Gravel Silicone travel bottles, one of the cleanest, most premium looking toiletry options you can bring on a trip. And yes, before someone points it out, they're only foldable when they're empty, which is honestly the most travel gear thing ever. These bottles are made from soft food grade silicone with a wide opening that makes refilling way easier than with those tiny airport bottles. The best part is the leak proof locking cap. You twist it until it clicks and it stays completely sealed, even if you throw it into a toiletry bag with nothing protecting it. They hold just the right amount for longer trips. The silicone doesn't get stiff over time, and because they flatten as you use them, they save more space towards the end of the trip, which always feels like a small win when your bag is getting fuller day by day. Price wise, they sit around $25 to $30 for the set, which is definitely on the expensive side compared to other silicone bottles. That's why I'll also link a budget friendly alternative below that I used before these. Not quite as premium, but still really solid. Gadget number 7 is the iClever BK05 foldable Bluetooth keyboard, and this one has been in my travel setup mainly because my girlfriend uses it all the time with her iPad. It's made from a durable aluminum alloy frame, the keys feel stable instead of mushy, and the hinge mechanism snaps open with this smooth, confident click. Once unfolded, it behaves like a real keyboard with proper spacing. Not one of those tiny cramped ones where your fingers instantly regret it. It connects to multiple devices, the battery lasts ages, and when you fold it up, it becomes this compact rectangle that disappears in any sling or tech pouch. Price-wise, it sits around $35 to $40, which is more than the ultra-budget options, but the jump in typing comfort is huge. It's great for emails, writing longer messages, planning trips, or doing actual work on a tablet. And for everyone who watched my last video, yes, I personally still use the Tiny Sams's foldable keyboard when I'm typing quick notes on my phone, but I talked about that in detail already, so I'll keep it at that. Next is the Nulexi foldable laptop stand, and at around $20, this is one of the easiest upgrades you can add to your travel setup. Even if you're not working while you travel, which honestly is the better option, a laptop stand still makes a huge difference for watching movies, calling family, or editing a few photos in the evening. The build is simple, but solid. Lightweight aluminum, adjustable angles, rubber padding so your laptop doesn't slide around, and a hinge that stays stable even when you type a little harder than you should. And the best part is how small it gets. Folded down, it's basically a flat metal stick that fits into any tech pouch or side pocket in your backpack. Whether you're doing a bit of work, watching something in your hotel room, or just giving your neck a break during long sessions, this thing pays off instantly. It's cheap, compact, and one of those tools that quietly improves every day you use your laptop. Gadget number 9 is the Matador Flat Pack Toiletry Bottle Set, and this is one of the cleanest, most functional toiletry upgrades you can bring on a trip. These aren't traditional silicone bottles, and they're made from welded, waterproof fabric that stays flexible, packs completely flat, and dries much faster than anything made from plastic. Each bottle holds around 90 milliliters, which is perfect for carry-on travel. And because the fabric collapses as you use it, the whole thing takes up less and less space throughout your trip. The opening is wide enough to fill without making a mess, the twist cap seals tightly, and the material doesn't get stiff or sticky over time. What I like most is how easy they fit into any toiletry setup. They don't bulge, they don't take up awkward space, and they keep liquid products organized without leaking into your bag. They're a bit pricier at around $30 for the set, but they also feel noticeably more premium and durable than the cheap alternatives. If you want a full flat space-saving option that actually behaves like real travel gear, the flat pack bottles are one of the best upgrades you can make. Gadget number 10 is a set of foldable travel hangers, and these became a lot more popular over the last months for a good reason. They fold down flat, weigh almost nothing, and give you a practical way to hang shirts, jackets, or laundry anywhere you're staying. Most sets are made from lightweight ABS plastic with a simple hinge mechanism that snaps open into a full-size hanger. They don't feel flimsy, they don't bend under normal clothes, and because they fold into such a compact shape, you can fit a whole set into a side pocket of your backpack. They're ideal for hotel rooms, hostels, long trips, or any place where you get exactly 2 hangers for a week-long stay. And they're also great for laundry days when you need your clothes to dry faster without lying all over the room. Price-wise, they're usually around $10 to $15 for a pack, which makes them one of the cheaper upgrades on this list, and easily one of the most convenient if you like keeping your setup organized. Our 11th foldable gadget is a foldable tote bag from Orbitkey for just $14. And after seeing how much everyone loves the nano bag and the Peak design tote, this feels like the perfect middle ground. The Orbitkey version is made from a recycled rip-resistant fabric that feels light but still strong enough to carry groceries, gym clothes, beach gear, or anything extra you pick up during your trip. The stitching is reinforced, the handles don't dig into your shoulder, and the whole thing folds back down into a tiny integrated pouch that barely takes up any space in your bag. What makes it stand out is the balance between packability and durability. It's not as ultralight as the nano bag, but it's noticeably sturdier, and it's not as premium priced as Peak design, but it still looks clean, minimal, and well designed. The kind of tote you can use for travel and everyday life. And for everyone wondering why you'd even need a foldable tote bag in the first place, just give it one trip and clip it to your sling or toss it in your pocket. The moment you suddenly need extra space, this thing basically saves your day. Last but not least, a packable rain jacket. And before you go anywhere, don't click off yet because the bonus gadgets are coming right after this. For this category, I want to talk about the Sea to Summit Ultralight Rain Jacket, because this is basically the ultra minimal option. It packs down incredibly small, weighs almost nothing, and is perfect for spring, summer, and early autumn. The fabric is light, the fit is flexible, and it's one of the easiest jackets to throw into a day pack without even thinking about it. Only downside is that it's not the warmest jacket out there. It blocks wind and rain really well, but if you're traveling in proper winter weather, you'll probably want something with a bit more protection, or at least a warm layer underneath. For 3 seasons though, it's super practical and absolutely gets the job done. My personal favorite has always been the Outdoor Research rain jacket. It's the one I've used the longest, taken through storms, windy ferries, random downpours, everything. So, alright, don't go anywhere now, because the bonus gadgets are next, and some of them are actually more useful than half the main list. Quick side note before we continue. If foldable travel gear is your thing, I've put together something way bigger that's completely free. Inside the newsletter, you'll find 75 plus tested travel gadgets, 8 complete packing guides for every travel style, from carry-on trips to long-term travel and road trips, and 25 practical travel tip cards you can use for any destination. It's also where I share real travel stories, behind-the-scenes updates, and the gear I actually use on the road, together with a community of more than 1,500 travelers who already joined. You can sign up and get the entire Gear Vault bundle for free through the first link in the description. Alright, let's keep going. Our first bonus gadget is the Stojo Collapsible Coffee Cup. It folds down into a tiny puck, pops open in 2 seconds, and gives you a proper cup anywhere. Hostels, airports, long bus rides, or just grabbing a quick tea in the morning. The silicone is heat resistant, easy to clean, and the whole thing disappears in your bag when you're done. If you drink coffee or tea while traveling, this tiny upgrade pays off immediately. The next bonus gadget is the Lithing Foldable LED Travel Mirror. It's thin, lightweight, and folds like a small book. Perfect for doing your skincare routine, checking your face before a flight, or just having good lighting in hotel rooms that seem to hate proper lamps. It fits into any pouch and turns any desk or nightstand into a mini setup. Another bonus gadget is the UB-size mini foldable tripod. It's small enough to live in your sling bag, but strong enough to hold your phone for selfies, time lapses, or group photos, without balancing it on rocks or coffee cups. It folds flat and is one of those tools that makes solo travel way easier without feeling like creator gear. And the last bonus gadget is a foldable travel toothbrush with a mini case, like the one from Quip. It packs down tiny, keeps the brush clean inside your bag, and doesn't take up awkward space in your toiletry kit. Nothing fancy, just a compact, hygienic upgrade that works better than the cheap hotel brushes you get for free. If you enjoyed this one, the video on the left is definitely for you, and you'll find even more great travel gadgets there. And if you're not subscribed yet, you can do that right here on the right side. Thanks a lot for watching all the way to the end, and as always, safe travels guys.